Hello students, I am Bhavani. So the next topic in planning of audit is audit notebook. First of all, an audit notebook is a book, registered or diary maintained by the audit staff during the course of audit for recording his observations during the course of audit. The points to be discussed with the senior audit clerk or auditor, the points which require further clarifications, explanations and investigation, and also the inquiries made and the replies received thereto. Next, objectives of audit notebook. Various objectives of audit notebook are: first of all, to know about the nature of the business, detection and prevention of frauds and errors effectively, to make the future audit work easier, and to know the facts where clarification and explanation are essential, to check the list of debtors and creditors, to present as a proof by the auditor to clearance over the cases. Next, what are the advantages of audit notebook? First of all, it helps the auditor to have a record of important points which arise during the course of audit. It is helpful in the preparation of audit report. Audit notebook is helpful in assessing the efficiency, ability and sincerity of the audit staff. Audit notebook can serve as evidence in the court of law. It is suit is filed against the auditor for negligence of his duty. Next, disadvantages of audit notebook. If it is not prepared carefully and properly, then it can be used in a court of law as an evidence of negligence of the part of the auditor. It promotes a fault-finding attitude in the minds of the audit staff. It may create misunderstanding between the staff of the client and audit staff. The audit notebook is a great importance to the auditor. The importance of maintaining the audit notebook is emphasized by many case laws. Next, special matters to be recorded in the audit notebook. Routine queries not cleared, that is, missing receipts and vouchers, etc. Details of mistakes and errors discovered. The points raised during the course of audit to which the attention of the auditor must be drawn, that is, failure of the company to comply with the provisions of Companies Act or of the Memorandum of Association and other legal requirements. Extracts from minutes books and contracts and other correspondence with various government agencies, financial institutions, debtors, creditors, etc. The points to be incorporated in the audit report. The points which need further explanation and clarification. For example, a change in the basis of valuation of financial stocks or in the computation of depreciation, etc. Date of commencement and completion of the audit. So these are the special matters to be recorded in the audit notebook. Next concept, internal check. Internal check is the arrangement of the accounting duties under which the work of one person comes under the scrutiny of another person, so that it is not possible to commit fraud without collusion between two or more persons. At the same time, internal check is an arrangement of accounting routine that errors and frauds are automatically prevented or discovered by the very operation of the bookkeeping itself. Next, objectives of internal check. The main objectives of internal check are as to prevent the commission of any error or fraud by a clerk, At the same time, to prevent the misappropriation of cash or goods by any clerk. To throw responsibility on a particular clerk when the fraud or mistake is detected. To detect a fraud or an error quickly and easily. To have an accurate record of all business transactions. Those are the objectives of internal check. Next, importance of internal check. The importance of internal check system can be set forth as assessing responsibility, minimizing errors or frauds, detecting errors or frauds, reducing clerical mistakes, enhancing work efficiency. First one, assessing responsibility means to allocate the duties and responsibilities of every employee in such a manner that they may be identified and held responsible for a particular error or fraud. Next one, minimizing errors or fraud means to minimize the possibility of any error or fraud done by any staff member. Detecting errors or frauds. In this, to detect errors or frauds easily due to independent checking of work done by one employee by another employee. Next, reducing clerical mistakes. To minimize the possibility of omission of any transaction from being recorded in the books of accounts. And last one, enhancing work efficiency means to enhance the efficiency of the staff as the management of duties is based on the principle of division of labor. So these are the importance of internal check. Next one, what are the advantages of internal check? The various advantages of internal check system are proper allocation of work, early detection and minimization of errors and frauds, increased efficiency, quick preparation of final accounts, convenience to the auditor, increase in profits and development of the business, and reliable accounting system. First one, proper allocation of work. Proper allocation of work means it facilitates a proper and rational distribution of work among the members of the staff based on the principles of division of labor. Next, early detection and minimization of errors and frauds. In internal check system, no individual is allowed to handle a job completely from beginning to the end. The work of each individual is automatically checked by the other. This arrangement helps in the early detection of errors and frauds, and the possibilities of their commission are minimized. Next one, increased efficiency. In an internal check system, there is a proper and rational distribution of work among the employees according to their qualification, experience and specialization. It leads to increased efficiency of work and overall economy. Next one, quick preparation of final accounts. In an internal check system, all accounts are checked side by side. No errors remain in bookkeeping. Hence, final accounts can be prepared easily and without any loss of time. Next one, convenience to the auditor. In an organization where internal check system is prevalent, routine checking is not required. Possibilities of errors and frauds are minimum. The statutory auditor can easily avoid detailed checking and can adopt only test checking. This work thus becomes very easy. Next one, increase in profits and development of the business. Internal check system leads to overall efficiency and economy in operations, which in turn results in more profits to the shareholders and development of the business. Next reliable accounting system. If there is one is a good system of internal check, the owner of the concern may rely upon the genuineness and accuracy of the accounts. Next limitations of internal check. The various limitations of internal check system are, so these are expensive for small businesses, collusion among employees, disorder in the working of the business, quality scarified, carelessness on part of the owner and top level officials, carelessness on the part of the auditor, and risky for an auditor. First one, expenses for small businesses. Internal check system requires a large number of employees, so it is quite expensive, especially for small businesses. So this is one of the main limitation for internal check. And next one, collusion among employees. In an internal check system, there are possibilities of collusion among employees. As a result, frauds may happen. Next one, disorder in the working of the business. In the business of a well-organized internal check system, mutual rivalries among employees begin. As a result, there is a disorder in the working of the business prevails and the work suffers. Next, quality scarcity. Every employee of the business wants to complete the work quickly without taking it seriously. As a result, possibility of error remains and quality suffers. Next one, carelessness on the part of the owner and top level officials. The owner and the other high level officials believe that nothing can go wrong under a sound internal check system. They come to believe that all the accounts are correct, so that become complacent and the possibilities of errors and frauds increase. Next one, carelessness on the part of the auditor. Auditor comes to rely on the correctness of the accounts. He may not apply tests and procedures of his own, so his work suffers. At the same time, some of the irregularities may remain undetected. Risky for an auditor. If the auditor does not apply tests and procedures of his own, and if he relies on the output of the system, his work cannot be free from irregularities. No doubt, internal check system is subject to certain limitations, but the drawbacks can be minimized if the management is very careful in the application of the internal check system. So these are the main limitations of internal check. Next one, fundamental principles of internal check. The various fundamental principles of internal check are: the system of internal check should be reviewed from time to time to ascertain the loopholes and to introduce improvements. Next, works relating to purchase returns, sales returns, allowances, discounts, bad debts, etc. should be performed by responsible officials under strict control. There should be effective control over all purchases, receipts, and issue of goods. The cash and bank balances should be verified frequently by a responsible official. All payments should be made by crossed check as far as possible. All remittances received should be deposited into the bank either on the same day or on the next day. The cashier should not have access to the ledgers. The receipts and payments of cash should be entrusted to different persons. The debtors and the creditors of the business should be requested to send statements of accounts at certain intervals to a responsible official. Persons dealing with cash, checks, goods, securities, etc. should be instructed to go on leave at periodic intervals so that errors and frauds, if any, committed by them could be detected by their substitutes. The system of internal check should be simple, easily workable and effective. The internal check system should not be too expensive. There should be proper division of responsibility or work among the members of the staff. Safeguards should be prescribed for the safe custody of unused checkbooks, securities, confidential files, etc. To sum up, the work should be distributed in such a manner that the work of every employee should automatically come under the review of another and thus minimize the occurrence of errors and frauds. So these are the various fundamental principles of internal check. Thank you.